Today, we're going to talk about something that might sound sensitive at first, but it's something we all need to understand deeply. It's about people who have few friends, or sometimes none at all. And before you assume anything, let me tell you this clearly. This doesn't mean they're weak, strange, or lacking in any way. In fact, the truth is quite the opposite. Because often the people who spend time alone carry within them remarkable qualities that set them apart from the crowd. We live in an age where everyone is chasing popularity, followers, likes, and social validation. The more friends someone has, the more successful they appear. But have you ever stopped to ask, is that really true? History tells us that some of the greatest minds, artists, and philosophers were solitary souls. They walked alone, not because they had to, but because they chose to. So in this video, let's explore 5 beautiful habits and qualities that people with few or no friends often possess. And by the end, you might just start seeing solitude in a whole new light. The first quality that often shines in people with few friends is authenticity, being truly themselves. Most people think that if someone doesn't have many friends, it means they're socially awkward or unable to fit in. But in reality, it's often a sign of honesty and strength. Think about it. How many people have the courage to show up as they really are without wearing a mask for the world? Most of us bend, adjust, and shape ourselves to please others. We hide our real opinions, suppress our emotions, and follow trends just to be accepted. But people who spend more time alone tend to walk a different path. They don't bend easily. They're loyal to their values, their beliefs, and their emotions. They live life on their own terms, not society's. They're not afraid to be different. As the great philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "To be true to oneself is the path to becoming a good human being." These individuals carry an inner strength, the kind that allows them to stand firm even when the world disagrees. They have their own tastes, their own style, their own rhythm. They don't imitate, they create. And in a world where imitation is everywhere, authenticity is revolutionary. The second trait that shines brightly among people with few friends is freedom. They have mastered one of life's rarest skills, the ability to be happy without depending on others. Look around. Many people can't go a single evening without company. They constantly seek approval, a like, a text, a compliment, to feel complete. But those who've learned to stand on their own don't need that external validation. They've built their confidence from within. They take responsibility for their own joy. They make decisions for themselves. They solve problems alone. And in doing so, they become truly free. Because freedom doesn't just mean doing whatever you want. It means not being enslaved by the need for others' validation. When you can enjoy your own company, your happiness becomes unshakable. You're not afraid of solitude because solitude becomes your sanctuary. In a world that constantly tells you to fit in, choosing independence is one of the boldest forms of rebellion. The third quality, selectivity. Choosing quality over quantity. Having few friends doesn't mean you're antisocial. It often means you have high standards. You don't befriend people just for the sake of having company. You value depth, honesty, and genuine connection. While many stay in shallow friendships out of fear of loneliness, you choose carefully. You understand your boundaries, your values, and what kind of energy you want in your life. You know that time is precious, and not everyone deserves a place in your inner circle. Think of it like a master chef preparing a dish. They don't just throw random ingredients together. They select each one carefully, valuing quality over quantity. You do the same with your relationships. You might have only a few people in your life, but those relationships are real, meaningful, and built on trust. And that's far more valuable than a crowd full of noise. True friendship isn't about numbers, it's about nourishment. Here comes one of the most powerful traits of all, self-awareness. When you spend time alone, you develop a deeper connection with your inner world, your thoughts, your feelings, your creativity. While others are busy chasing the latest trends or distractions, you have the patience to sit still and listen to yourself. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius, again one of history's great thinkers, believed that reflection was the ultimate tool for personal growth. In today's hyperactive world, very few people stop long enough to look inward. Most are carried away by noise, the next post, the next headline, the next opinion. But people who embrace solitude have cultivated a rare superpower: the ability to observe their own mind. It's like having a private library inside your heart, full of memories, lessons, and insights. You know how to sit quietly with your thoughts, explore your emotions, and understand yourself. Not to judge, but to grow. This inner reflection is the foundation of emotional intelligence. It helps you recognize your desires, process your pain, and improve yourself consciously. It's a secret garden that blooms quietly, even when the world outside feels chaotic. And the more you nurture this garden, the richer your life becomes. Time spent alone is never wasted. It's an investment in your soul. And finally, the fifth and most powerful quality: growth. Having few friends can be a sign of evolution. You're not avoiding people, you're expanding beyond what's superficial. As the philosopher Seneca said, difficulties shape good character. When you walk alone, you face challenges that force you to grow, emotionally, spiritually, and intellectually. You start seeing life from a higher perspective. Where most people get stuck in gossip, drama, and appearances, you seek meaning, truth, and depth. It's like standing on the top of a mountain, while others are still wandering in the valley. From up there, your vision is clearer. You understand life in ways that others may never even imagine. This kind of maturity doesn't come from books or lectures. It comes from experience, from the quiet hours spent reflecting and rebuilding yourself. You've learned how to turn loneliness into growth, how to turn silence into wisdom, and how to turn distance into clarity. And that transformation, that evolution, is what the world desperately needs today. While many are trapped in outdated mindsets, you continue to evolve, adapt, and rise. You prove that solitude isn't emptiness, it's expansion. So, if you're someone who has only a handful of friends, or maybe none at all, remember this: you are not broken, you are not strange, you are rare, you are someone who dares to be real in a world full of pretenders, someone who's free when everyone else is bound by opinions, someone who values truth over popularity, someone who looks within when everyone else is distracted by the noise, and someone who grows quietly, consistently, into a stronger, wiser, deeper version of themselves. The world might not always understand you, but that's okay. Greatness often grows in silence. So don't let anyone make you feel less for walking your path alone. You're not missing out. You're becoming more. And maybe, just maybe, that's the most beautiful kind of journey there is. Celebrate your solitude. It's not loneliness, it's your evolution. If this video spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Not for the numbers, but to help spread this message to those who feel unseen. Because sometimes, all a person needs is a reminder that their silence has meaning.